Greetings to you, value investors, day traders, hype dorks across the fruited plain. I am back, rearing, ready to go. Let's do it. All right. Let's get at it. So futures are down this morning based on what? After weak jobs data offsets strong earnings. Okay, sounds good. If earnings are that strong, then weak jobs data shouldn't impact that in any way, shape, or form because the earnings are just so strong and everyone's telling us that everyone's just crushing revenues and this and that. Okay, whatever you like. So reporting today, just to be aware, and we have had some people that have been caught in earnings because they didn't exit, like I told you to when you're trading a stock. Now there's also people that have stayed in and they crushed it. They did very well. But just remember, if you made like 20% on a stock based on earnings, that's not going to happen every time. And more often than not, it's not going to happen. I mean, you've seen companies like Amazon that have crushed it and like got slaughtered. You've seen Alibaba yesterday. They reported pretty good earnings and they got hit. Now, some of their sales are down a little bit, but it is what it is. I think a lot of that has to come down to the regulation that's being put on them. And frankly, that's not a long-term thing. So today reporting are Roku. I know some of you have Uber, GM, Etsy. I know some of you have Etsy. CVS reported this morning, EA Electronic Arts, I call them EA Sports. And then tomorrow, Virgin Galactic, GoPro, Moderna. Moderna's before the bell. Typically, pharma companies, for whatever reason, report before the bell. So Just be aware of that if you're doing anything there. I know Bristol Myers had some good news coming out recently. The last couple days they've had good news coming out. Some kind of stuff happening in Europe. I know their Opdivo drug is doing very well as far as sales go in Europe. Okay, let's see. Futures down. Let's get into some stocks. News real quick, and then we'll go to stocks, and then that's I guess that's it. All right, let's do the morning brief. So I find this very funny. I'm going to talk about Clorox, and of course I wasn't here yesterday, so I want to hit it. Clorox dropped yesterday 10%, something like that. And if you look at this, and I talked about this on the show yesterday at 1 o'clock, the live stream. Let's pull up Clorox. I want to show you COVID has literally been erased with Clorox. Let's zoom out. Let me pull up the long term. Here was COVID. And what's funny about during COVID with Clorox was, look at this. If you just look, this was that March 18th, 19th, 20th, and everything got slaughtered. Everything else it looked like this pattern of deep V. This one was the total opposite direction. So it's funny to see that. But this was COVID, and this is now. They have returned. All of this is just gone. So things don't last forever. I'm sorry if you're a hype person and you're a hype dork and you don't really understand it and you think that I'm a moron. Well, I may be a moron, but you're wrong, and I will be better off in the long run. Anyways, that's all gone. Now, Clorox has reported declining sales for three of its four major segments. They just have rapid deceleration in health and wellness. I know they've had production issues. I know they've had shipping issues. So Fatal Nexus just said, I'm buying Clorox. Okay. Clorox is, let's get rid of coronavirus. As of right now, their business is on the decline in many, many areas. So this isn't just, you have to remember, before the pandemic, they were at the same price. And now they're at that price with declining business. So it's not just go and just buy and move on. It's you have to look at the business. They are in a decline right now. It is going to be very rough for them. The CEO came out and said, sometimes all you can say is unprecedented, extraordinary, and challenging. And it's not just buy it and it's going to go back to what it was previously before the pandemic. They are in a decline right now. Let things stabilize, read through the 10K, figure out their plan, and then move on. If you want to buy it from a trading standpoint, have at it. But do not look at this thing as this value investment until you understand what's happening. Let's see. Compared to the stock's pre-pandemic valuation, however, investors are now buying a premium that are paying a premium for Clorox shares, with the company's forecasting decline in sales and profits in the year ahead. This is the most disgusting part of the story. I don't know why it took a global pandemic for people to just be clean and wipe things down. Why do we have to have the world basically coming to an end to just wash your hands and wash something out in a store? Clorox story is about more than just the end of the pandemic induced hygiene theater. Why don't you just clean the movie theater on a regular basis? Then I'd actually go. That promoted people to wipe down every surface and doorknob we came across. People are disgusting. Just disgusting. So now that it's over, we don't have to clean. It's disgusting. Yeah, now I just feel all gross inside, and now I have to just go to the next story. Ooh. All right, Robinhood shares spike 24%, holds above its IPO price. So they IPO'd at $38. Yesterday they closed trading at $46.80. While we're on this, let me go over here and pull up. So Caesar sent this to me yesterday. Where were we? Let me blow this up a little bit. Caesar sent this to me yesterday from the day trading channel. He said, Trader Mo, some data for you. Today, on average, on Robinhood, the majority of people day trading made from a self-report 2 to 13% profit on their day trades. I asked for the total accumulated percent for the day, and we had some self-reported from 16, 18, and 21% gains in the one day using the trading rules. Caesar made 20 trades on it yesterday, and he did very well. He didn't tell me his total thing, but he's like, I mashed it, so I'm out of here. And then he left for the night. But guys, Reed said it best. He's somebody in the Bid and Ask Nation trading day trading channel, and he's been there. I think he's an OG. but he has basically said inside of that channel, it literally feels like you're cheating because you have so many people giving you good information. There's 700 people in there, and they're all giving out the best stocks that they're finding. And you just follow along with the process. Do what I say to do. Buy over 80%, good volume, good candlestick, sell, gone. You make money. That was one of my favorite things anybody said throughout this whole everything money thing. The day trading channel is like cheating. It's so great. Yeah, Kathy Wood bought a bunch of that stock yesterday that I was talking about. Hood. Okay. Bitcoin. We talked about this a little bit on the live stream. All right. Here we are. Bitcoin retreats as the new SEC chief calls for tightened regulations. Gary Gensler, or Gensler, I don't know how you pronounce it, who took over the Security and Exchange Commissions in April, told Bloomberg in an interview published on Tuesday that he wanted more regulation in cryptocurrency in order to protect the customers. If somebody wants to speculate, that's their choice, but we have a role as a nation to protect our investors against fraud, Gensler said in this thing, and he said he was specifically targeting the cryptocurrency exchange for regulation. So, those of you that don't think that the government's getting involved in cryptocurrency, you're wrong. Next, let's get down here. Of course, the entire concept of Bitcoin and most of the other currencies is to ward off the regulatory burden. I'm sorry, that's just not going to happen. Maybe it happened for a couple of years or a decade, if you want to call it, but it's not going to work anymore. The fact that crypto world has changed substantially, we have institutional players who are making big money moves every day, and that is what it's going to take when the hedge funds get involved. There you go. Protecting consumers is the right step, according to this guy. Doesn't matter who it is. Anyways, if you want to protect the public, make the lottery illegal. Amen to that. Amen to that. Cash sent me this article. I like this one. It's very interesting. Let's see. It's going to be in a different format. Let me see if I can blow this up one more time and move it over. No, I'm just going to slide it over then. All right, there we go. Now you can see it. So this is, how is the economy doing from a bank standpoint? What people are saying about spending but not borrowing it. Okay, Americans are spending again, even more than they were pre-pandemic, booking trips, paying for restaurants and meals with their credit card, flush with cash from government stimulus programs, and they are paying down their credit card debt faster than they are spending. That's good. That contradicts an article that we read a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know. This is coming from JP Morgan. That could change the supply chain bottleneck ease for cars, refrigerators, and other big ticket items. The pump is primed for more borrowing. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. That's like a name out of a Hollywood script. Right? Housing market. We've seen home prices appreciate so far that the affordability starts at to be a little bit of a headwind. So I have a friend of mine who texted me yesterday asking about mortgage, etc. And I said, what was your house appraised at? And she told me it was 531. And I'm like, man, 531. That house 8 months ago would not approve for appraised for 531. It's just crazy what houses are appraising for right now. Corporations are spending too. Deals are being made, as you're seeing out there. A lot of deals being made with big businesses and people acquiring everyone else. So let's see what happens. Calmer markets are busy for how long? Calmer markets dampened by trading revenue, particularly fixed income. But our markets are still busier than they were pre-pandemic. I think it's because of all you hype dorks. Executives aren't sure how long it'll last. We believe that this summer will represent an acid test for whether normalized trading levels will be higher than pre-pandemic. I'm sure they will until it hits the fan and everyone will get wiped out, or they'll be too scared to do it anymore, and then they'll just realize that they're not experts and they'll move on. The Federal Reserve, I want to talk about this taper. So they're poised to reduce the bond purchases, the treasury purchases, and the mortgage-backed security purchases. Now, if you look back to 2013 when Ben Bernanke did this, bond yields climbed, S&P dropped 5% in a day, and it was referred to as the taper tantrum. Now, they can say all they want that this is going to be, they think that market participants now are aware of the tapering and that everything's going to be built into the cake. That ain't true. You're going to have a tantrum. I mean, for God's sakes, the markets have a tantrum when there's any inkling of something that the Fed is going to do to take away stimulus from the market. You're going to have a big time tantrum as soon as they cut. So just be prepared for that. It's going to happen. It is what it is. All right, Tesla stock. So this is an incredible thing. Tesla stock is very rarely does nothing. Look at this. Barron's found Tesla stock has moved less than 0.1% up or down 9 times since the start of 2019. 9 times. That's crazy. He does say that when the stock takes a break, it'll move up. Let's see here. Why don't we see it? Let's see what we got. He says it'll move up. So they are certainly in an uptrend right now. Let's see where the moving averages are, just to be okay. So they're definitely building volume back up, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, if they can break out to a new high, I don't see them going over the 770, 775 number, but it's Tesla, so who knows? Yeah, all right. Where was that story? Here it is. Predicting one-day movement. One-day stock performance based on a prior day, frankly, isn't the greatest analysis, but Tesla, as ever, is a special case, blah, blah, blah. This guy this Alexander Potter from Piper Sandler, he says, the bottom line, we really like the stock. We've maintained a buy rating of $1,200, the highest price on Wall Street. Yeah, everybody should move their money to this guy. All right, that's it. Let me go here. I want to check the yield. See, I missed this yesterday. Whoa. 1.19% on the 10-year. Guys, remember the yield curve. Pay attention to the yield curve. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at prior morning shows, and I talk about the yield curve. If you want access to our Discord with 4,400 people, I think now, 4,500 people, $7 a month gets you that. If you want Discord and software, $26 a month. If you want exclusive Discord, access to me, everyone in the Bid and Ask Nation, the day trading channel that I talked about that's basically cheating. Here it is, $76 a month gets you into that, and it's totally worth it. And to the person that messaged me yesterday and said that it's too expensive, you didn't get a response because I was going to be a real you-know-what about it. So don't come at me with that. Stop being cheap. One-on-one with me, $500. One person has done it. He needs to reach out to me today. So Ryan, if you're listening, send me a message. Let me know how you're doing with everything that we talked about. So that is 1 hour of my time. And if you want to do a real estate deal with Paul, 4 hours, $10,000. And if you're buying a big property, you should probably do that because you got a person, especially if it's your first property, especially if it's it's your first big property. So futures are falling even more. I want to write some Apple calls today. Puts today. So let's see. Okay. I want this to be like $142. Anyways, send me some stocks, guys. We'll run through them. And we have about 14 minutes to do that. Thankfully, I brought some water today. The neighbor is doing construction, so there's a truck outside. That's lovely. And here we go. ORLY. I'm going to go through your stocks as I see them. If you want to guarantee that I answer your question, send $5 and I'll answer your question. And that goes to the charity that we spoke about yesterday. Can't remember the name of it. Seth, can you please put the name of the charity in the chat? It was for children. It's a area for children with cancer. Great organization, and the money will go to that. So, all right. Victor, good question. Can the rules be applied to crypto? Yes, they can. All right, let's see here. ORLY, O'Reilly. O'Reilly. All right. So they asked if they should sell. Good question. With O'Reilly, I know why you're asking that question. It's because your red line is rolling over. Now, the important thing to know is look where your stochastic is. It's at 96. Let's go 96.5% on percent K. What needs to happen is the time that you sell is when you drop below 80%. So do you need to sell? No. Can you take profits? Absolutely. If I was you, I would begin taking profits, and then I would go ahead and if it makes a new candlestick, breaks out to a new high, add back to it. Otherwise, you'll put money in your pocket. The charity is called Tomorrow's Children Fund. Great organization. I was flipping through their website yesterday during the show. It was very, very nice. All right, XO, let's see, Uber. Uber has earnings today, I believe. Why don't we check that? Today is Uber. Yes, Uber reports after the bell. So my suggestion, who asked me this? Juan, if you are looking at Uber, just don't be in this today. Because if you're short on this right now, and I assume you are, say you're short like this thing could very well snap right up here and you can get burnt on it. So I don't want that to happen to you. If you're short on this, just reduce it down to a tracker share and just see what happens after the day's over. Uber's one of those companies. Let's see. Let's look back. There's a gap here. I'm assuming that was earnings. This could, no. Yeah, maybe this was earnings. I don't know. I'm just trying to go 3 months at a time. But Uber does move quickly, so be careful with that one. And if you now after today's over, let tomorrow settle down, and maybe on Friday come in. And if it continues its downtrend, wait for an engulfing candlestick like so. You can keep shorting it. If it bops up here, let it go for a couple days. This trend is going to need to reverse into the sweet spot, and then you can go ahead and move on it. But of course, you're going to be dealing with these major moving averages. So with Uber right now, I think if I was you, I would just let everything calm down, let earnings happen, and see what goes from there, and reevaluate after the fact. All right, what do we got? Dun, 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 dun. Mo, you got pipes. Thank you. It's another one of my charms. All right, Exxon. All right, so Exxon's making a move. Problem with Exxon is you're running right into your 100-day moving average, and you've basically been stuck at that for 2 weeks. You can't get over that right there. So you've also had really low volume for the last 2 weeks. If you can, but the good news is you are getting the last 2 days, you're getting good buying volume coming in. So get this thing moving up here, and as you move up through the sweet spot, this thing will start making new highs. I know that something happened. BP yesterday, let me look at BP. BP yesterday reported that they're going to be I think they're going to be stabilizing or cutting the dividend. Can't remember, but they're going to be buying back shares. So it's about damn time BP buys back shares. But you can see yesterday, they bumped up and they just halted right at their 100-day moving average. Even with all that volume, probably 22 million trades yesterday. But they're moving into that uptrend. Problem is, you're going to go through these. So if they can get over their 50-day moving average, BP can certainly make a run, hopefully over 28 for my sake. Well, not my sake, but my father's sake. All right, what do we got next? Toyota. I'll do Toyota. I know Toyota's doing the electric car thing. I just got an article this morning. Where did I get that article? Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up because I thought it was interesting. Toyota bet against electric cars. Now it's stacking in the deck against them. Oh, so they are going against electric cars. Toyota's big bet has been on hydrogen. Assassin, type Upwork one more time. Toyota. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you gap out, if you make an engulfing candlestick out to a new high like so, it's going to be I think you're going to be okay because I like where this thing is going. I just want to be up here and going sideways. You notice how Toyota went sideways below the sweet spot? There you go. You're welcome. Let's see here. You see how it's been below the sweet spot? I want to be above the sweet spot, above the sweet spot in that overbought area, just going sideways. That's what I want to do. So that would be more ideal. And if they do break out to a new all-time high, you will go sideways above the sweet spot for sure. So UAA. Did Under Armour report yesterday? I think Under Armour reported, was it yesterday or the day before? Maybe it was Monday. Maybe it was last week. I don't know. All these earnings days are running together. Anyways, let's see what Under Armour did. Okay. Under Armour gapped up a little bit. Coming right through the sweet spot now. I really like it. I love that you cleared the 100-day moving average and you're sitting right up there now. Would I invest in this today? The answer is no. I want to see an engulfing candlestick that closes the day like this, all the way just completely like that. I do not want to have any wicks on it. I don't want to have this. I don't want to have this. I just want to have a good candlestick that takes out this day right here. And we don't have that yet. So what this tells me, what these wicks tells me, is there's still no consensus on where the stock is going. We need consensus. That's what a very full engulfing candlestick tells you. All right. My thoughts on BABA going down when they declare 50% share buyback. I think that more of the narrative right now on Alibaba is what is happening with China and the United States and allowing whoever in whomever's market. That's what I think the problem is. I think that anything that they say from a fundamental standpoint is not going to outweigh that right now. I also think that when you have immense fear in the market, and this is why I bought the stock, I think that irrational fear is an amazing thing. I love irrational fear, and that's what we're having right now. So I'm going to take advantage of irrational fear. The fact that they're buying back, they're doing stock share buybacks, wonderful. I'm even more happy that it's not reflecting in the stock right now. Let the stock drop even more. I know that those share buybacks are going to be built into it. Eventually, Alibaba will turn around. We'll grab it. What were we, $185 a share or something? And hopefully we get even more lower. Yeah. Guys, smash the like button for me. Don't forget to do that. All right, let's see here. Alibaba, downtrend. Do not get into this right now from a long-term perspective. Look at how terrible the volume is. Everybody's afraid of Alibaba. Everybody's afraid of Alibaba. Yeah, it's great. It's great. They're a good company. It's going to be good. All right. Next. I just said it's going to be good. Famous last words. Let's see. DGX. I think I like that one. I think I liked that one recently. Aha, I did. You know, still the problem with this is even in this great run-up right here, I still never got a true engulfing candlestick without wicks. I got one. I got one right here. So you could have, but even then you didn't take out this day. So this is just me being very picky. But I'm very picky, but I also make money because I look for the perfect setup. I don't just throw stuff at the wall and hope that things work out. I wait for an absolutely perfect setup, and I make, you guys know this if you're in the Bid and Ask Nation, 1 to 3 trades a month. But when I make them, more so in a better market, I typically do very well on those trades. Last month it was Apple, Twitter. I think that was it. Apple and Twitter we had in July. That was it. But we waited for absolutely perfect setup. So this one I just can't do anything with because I haven't. Great run up, great price movement. If you wanted to do it on a swing trade, that would have been even better. But on a long-term chart, it is very tough. All right. Let's see. How do I get out of this? Guys, smash the like button. Get it to 100 minimum. Come on. All right. Square. Did Square, what happened with Square? Because I know that they bought that one company for $38 billion, I believe. So Square's in a tough spot. They're facing a lot of resistance right here at this just under 280 number. This volume was from that purchase. But right now, I would not be in Square long or short just because I don't know what's happening. This is a great stock to go and day trade on a 15-minute chart. Let's actually look at it from a 15-minute chart and see what we had here over the last couple of days. Let's see, Square. Square. All right. Wow. So Square had this. Unfortunately, this happened pre-market. So then you had this little run. Yeah, you could have got in on this little whim right here. Your volume was decent. It was still decelerating, but it was decent. But Square is a good one to trade because it does have constant daily volatility. Not even for lack of a better word, it's volatility. So, all right, next. Yeah, Square made that big acquisition. All right, let's see. eBay. All right, eBay Ooh, so eBay has finally turned. They finally turned into a downtrend. Unbelievable. Okay. So they finally turned into a downtrend. This is a great looking short. Now, the issue with this is you're going to face a lot of support there. You could face some there. It's going to be a tough rundown for you there. I mean, look at all this is a ton of support, and that reflects also in the moving averages. So eBay is going to be a very difficult short for you. If you want to short it, I would try to short it between moving averages, between the 50 and 100, between the 100 and the 200. I would not go at this. It's just hard to go at from a long-term perspective unless you get good selling volume and you make engulfing candlesticks like this. Then you can go ahead and do it. But just be aware about those moving averages. All right, let's do Walgreens boots. Walgreens, value play for sure. I currently have puts on them. Who said this? Who said Walgreens? Aha, yeah. Bid and Ask Nation person. All right, so I like it. This is 100% a watch list stock coming up towards the sweet spot. It still has a long way to go. I don't think you're going to be adding to this thing until you get over $48, but just let this thing just start moving up, creating good engulfing candlesticks. It's going to be a tough go, no problem, but this thing can certainly be a good long position. If you can break 53, you will get to $56, $57 a share. So, yeah, I need to write this down in the chat. WBA long. Okay. Ooh, Dollar General. Good question. I love Dollar General. DG. Dun, 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 dun. Bank of America. Anastasios. I do Bank of America every single day in the Employed Trader series. If you want to see Bank of America, I'll give it to you at 2 o'clock today. Just jump in. All right. Dollar General has just had an incredible run. This is a power stock, and for those of you that don't know or don't remember, a power stock is a stock that is making new all-time highs in its overall 4 of its major moving averages. So this is a brand new power stock. You've gotten into the sweet spot. You're moving sideways. Man, I love this. This is fantastic. I'm going to write this one down too. I haven't decided. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I want to look at it a little bit more. But yeah, this thing is great. It's looking very good. I'm very happy with it. Whoever found this, good job. Intel. Let's see. Intel, my gosh, is this a crazy chart for being Intel? So do not short it because you are starting to get this little turn up in your long-term stochastic. So I think this thing will eventually break up. It will be a long position. The problem that you have and that you've always had for the last, year with 2 years with Intel is they can't break their moving averages. If you can just see this, it just follows its moving averages up, down, and it can't escape them. What we need is for Intel to get up here above all 4 moving averages and then keep going. That's the problem with Intel. It just cannot escape those moving averages. So what do we got? What time is it? It's 9:30. The market's open. Let me do one more. Matt C, I won't suggest Duolingo today, I promise. That's funny. All right. Bud, we'll do, I don't want to do Bud. Baidu, no. Give me one more. Bought Facebook and Intel. Facebook it is. And then I am out of here. Facebook. I hope you bought Facebook not from a trading standpoint because this is absolutely a short and a dang good one if you can get some engulfing candlesticks moving down. Same situation as eBay. You're going to fight moving averages, but it's no big deal. You'll have some support in here that you're going to have to face, but I like it. If you can get engulfing candlesticks moving down, the problem is I'm not going to fight against the big dogs, and the big dogs are the fangs, and Facebook is in the fangs. So in my opinion, I do not think that you should be shorting these at this moment. When we start getting some negative sentiment in the market and pushing down, hell yeah, short them. But right now, if you're going to short them, just keep very tight stops on these things because it will behoove you in the end. All right, guys, that's all for today. If you want to talk to me and you want to talk about all these stocks, join the Bid and Ask Nation. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. here for another underrated show to help you make money. See ya.
Thank you.